Okay, Alex, there was a day I watched something on media where a man was asking his church members, a pastor like you, his church members, to raise up their phones, that is commanding miracle money, to enter into the account.
Yes.
And the man was speaking with a lot of audacity. He has this kind of conviction. I am commanding money. He will mention banks. I mentioned this bank. Let money enter. People using social bank. Let money enter. And as we was commanding, I don't know whether money was actually entering or not. But the funny thing is that at the end of the session, the same man asked the church members to pay offering and tithes physically. So why is it that the man could not command money to enter into the church tithe account or offering account?
Yes, you should have asked magicians. Why is it, since you are able to produce phone from a box as a magician, why can't you just take the box to your house and start producing phones as a magician?
Yes.
So that is what we call magic.
Okay.
Those things never happened.
All right.
Yes, those people, it was an arranging, one pastor, dummy, what they call the man, dummy now or whatever.
Yes.
I used to call it arranging. It's a kind of arranging miracle. No money from anywhere. Sometimes they will send money to some people's account anyway to prove that what they are doing, especially people who are not arranged. They will send money to them. You will see it, you will say, hey, look at this. Actually, this man is saying the truth. Why they did that was to convince some people, especially the ones that have not been well brainwashed. They want to brainwash them more. So, but actually, if we are in a working country, such pastors should have been arrested. Yes, there is no way you will command money to appear into people's account when, if somebody sends money now, if somebody sends money to
there
your
is
account
always
now,
a narration.
good.
There's always a
That
narration.
is, yes, okay, we will check.
Maybe the money might carry the narration of God from heaven.
Okay, heavenly bank.
Heavenly bank.
So, and the account number, I don't know whether it will read 08 UBA in heaven or SS Bank in heaven. Or
Well, thank you very much, our very beautiful and wonderful audience. Okay, Alex, let us also talk about this issue. You know, Africa as a continent, okay, let me say Nigeria as a country. Every Sunday we go to church, we pray to God. God do this, God do this, God do this for us. And as we continue praying, our problem continue expanding and never ending. But the other countries that are not actually praying like we do, but if you go to that country, you will be tempted not to come back again. But a visitor that comes to Nigeria, perhaps from maybe Saudi Arabia, from US or from Canada, if you spend 1 week in Nigeria, you will see that we are very closer to hellfire. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
So is it that the God that we've been praying to solve our problems, give us development that we want, satisfy us in all ramifications, is it that the same God is not answering us, or that we are not asking very well?
Okay, let's agree that is God here now. Let's agree that is God. If you are God, if you are the God to be the God now, will you help a Nigerian that abandoned the wealth you created for him, the hand you gave him to use and work out money, wealth, and everything, abandoned the brain you gave him to use and know that working with your fellow human, respecting human life, loving your neighbor, that those characters will give you a beautiful society where everybody will thrive. Will you talk to such a person if such a person abandons everything, all those things you gave to him, and locked his door to tell you that, God, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, I command you to do this? If you are God, will you talk to the person?
Okay, that is to say, from what you just said now, I can rightly deduce that it is not every of our prayers that God answers.
It does not answer at all. God does not answer prayers. Do you know why? Yes.
Please pay attention. Please listen to me, please. I understand that you want to attack me. There is no God.
No, I'm not coming.
Now, if you say that God don't answer at all, then it simply implies that prayer is nonsensical. We don't need to pray.
Exactly. What you need to do is to walk.
Is to walk.
Yes.
But now, in Nigeria, every day by day, you see people doing one or two things, crafting one thing or the other, trying to be creative. Yet, our government, I don't know whether they are supporting or they are not supporting. We are still not making any headway. I can remember one thing. Since 1999, we got independence and we got this democracy we are enjoying today, or we are enduring. So that we are enjoying it or we are enduring it. Now, there is no leader in Nigeria, there is no president that succeed the previous one that has ever been better than the previous. Do you understand it? We never had any new president that proved to be better than the previous one. The same way we have been praying year in, year out. Yet there is no one new year that come that we got better because of our prayers.
Okay, let me.
So what could be the cause of all this?
Okay, the cause is this. One, our political leaders, presidents, governors, and all our political leaders are aware that we are not going to hold them responsible for whatever they did or they are doing. They know and knew before they entered office that whom we are going to hold responsible is Satan. That is it. So once they are aware that we are not going to talk about them, that what we are going to focus on is banding Satan, brutalizing Satan, that Satan is the cause of the problem. Listen, they don't. If you are the person, will you budge? You will not look at them. What you will do is just to continue to siphon the money, eat your money, take care of your children, and leave the people. So what our politicians are doing, why we are suffering, is because one, they took oath with the Bible and Quran. So the person who's supposed to hold them responsible is Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, Jesus will not talk, and another person is God, and unfortunately, God will not talk to them. So now we, the citizens who are supposed to hold them responsible, we now decide to hold Satan.
Okay. Come to this point now you raised. You say that they take oath with Bible and Quran sometimes, and funny enough, even when they misbehave, no, God don't sanction them immediately, and Quran too don't sanction them immediately. But I remember in our ATN, African traditional practice, if you take an oath with a deity, using a deity,
yes,
and you default, immediately you'll be striked, right?
Yes.
So are you in any way maybe suggesting that our leaders should begin to take oath with maybe deities instead of...
If you tell any of our leaders to go to Okija Shrine now to swear before he gets into office, he will refuse. Yes, because he's afraid of Okija Shrine and other special deities.
Okay.
But if it is the Bible, they say, "Oh, I will swear. Oh God, do this." Why they are doing that is because they know Jesus Christ will not help. God will not talk. They will just eat our money and go. So now, in reality, religion has dealt a heavy blow on African economy, both our lifestyle, both our thinking faculty, both even some people have been abused.
All right, Mr. Alex, supposing you are given a month, just 30 days, to be the leader of this country, and based on your mind disposition against religion and Christianity, will you make any policy that will disband the practice of any religion in Africa or in Nigeria, so, and you will try to make it compulsory, or you maybe introduce a new policy that Nigeria as a country should embrace science and technology for the purpose of development, while religion that we have experimented and in one way or the other it did not help us to advance? Do you understand it? Will you stop the practice of religion, or will you modify it in any guise such that people that practice one religion or the other can as well move with the current or the trending realities?
Okay. Well, number one is that if you try to abolish anything religion, it means you are now stepping on people's basic human right.
Okay.
So you are not supposed to do that. But what you should do is that it has to be checked.
Okay.
If you want to establish a church, you must have to come and make your registration with the government. We must have to know you.
Okay.
You come and do your registration. I will create the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, or the Ministry of... You know, the problem with Africans is that our leadership is not based on our tradition and culture. We base it on Western culture. Yes. So before you start a church and name a church, you must have to come and register under the Ministry of Culture and Tourism. Okay. When you register, you say you are a pastor, we must know you.
Yes.
Everything you profile, you will know who you are. Then you drop your account number. The EFCC will be with your account number. Say every transaction you do, any money that enters your account will monitor it.
Yes.
Your lifestyle will be monitored. We are not going to charge them taxes because it's a non-profit organization. Okay. But they have to be monitored closely.
Non-profit organization, but they're making a lot of profits.
Yes, but because they are selling spirits. Imagine somebody that is selling something to make something. Okay, if you say you want to tax them now, will you hold Jesus Christ? Will you, because what the money they are bringing in, they say they are giving it to God. They are giving it to Jesus. Okay, you cannot hold Jesus. Now, if you are to lock their premises, you can lock it, but they will still transfer money. They have so many ways of doing it. So the issue is that they have to be monitored, because I've seen a lot of pastors who swindled their church members money, so many other things like car gift and a lot.
Okay. You know, according to Karl Marx, he said that religion is the opium of the masses. That is to say, religion is the deception of the masses. So, from what argument, the argument of Mr. Alex this afternoon, he's trying to let us understand that religion in Nigeria and Africa as a whole has actually deceived us. That religion has really dealt with us a long way. At the moment, we want to see whether we can change the narrative. It's not that we are going to disband the parties of religion. No, we are not making that argument. Rather, we